In today's video, let's talk about the top 10 tutorials that you definitely shouldn't miss watching. They're present in the order in which they were uploaded, so let's begin with the first tutorial, which is the Burn Anything Procedurally tutorial. In this tutorial, you'll learn how to use your shader nodes to procedurally disintegrate any object or make them appear in a stylized way as shown. Furthermore, you'll learn how to convert the entire effect into a single node, which can be used on any existing object with any existing material and can also be imported into other projects as well so that they can be reused anywhere as many times as you please. The second tutorial is the abstract looping wormhole using only the default cube. This is a really powerful tutorial as it showcases the true potential of the simple deform modifier. The entire effect that you can see is created using nothing but the default cube and a stack of simple deform modifiers. Beyond the simple deform modifier, we also use shader nodes to help create the final render, as you can see over here. Next up, as the third tutorial, we have the Sci-fi tunnel loop tutorial. This tutorial shows the true potential of geometry nodes. It creates various simple parallel branches that are joined together to form what looks like a fairly complex setup. Beyond geometry nodes, you'll also be learning how to animate the camera using constraints alongside keyframes to create dynamic camera motions and also adding final touches like motion blur that further enhances the perceived complexity of the animation. We also touch upon the use of volumetric textures as well to help create cloudy textures here and there within the environment. Then we come to the fourth tutorial, which is an abstract sci-fi environment loop. Here, we go through creating procedural environments using geometry nodes along with different materials to bring out the different elements that make up the scene. However, the key learning aspect present uniquely to this tutorial is the use of the graph editor to make subtle changes in the returning motion to help prevent the loop from looking like it was simply reversed. We also go through the use of depth of field to add touches of realism to the render. Halfway through the list at number 5, we have coolest image formation using geometry nodes. The most viewed video on my channel was a variation of this, which allowed you to form images using only circles. However, that method worked only on black and white images with a square aspect ratio. In this tutorial, however, we're going to go through a process that allows you to take any image you have of any color or any aspect ratio and then convert it into a bunch of circles that can come together to form the image. It's definitely a very powerful technique and you could have a lot of fun creating with it. Next, at number 6, we have the Dreamy Fantasy Clouds tutorial. In this tutorial, you will learn how to use metaballs in conjunction with other displace modifiers to create basic clouds shapes, followed by using the power of geometry nodes to convert the shape into a volume. Then you'll be learning various lighting techniques to convert the cloud from a realistic cloud to a dreamy fantasy cloud, along with adding in backgrounds and using shader nodes on them to help enhance the scene. Coming to tutorial number 7, we go to the Futuristic Sci-fi VJ Loop. Here, we get to see the true potential of geometry nodes by creating a single linear tree that keeps adding in multiple layers of complexity to create this intricate environment easily. We also learn how to loop the animation by creating instances of the geometry node object and looping the camera through them. There's also the use of shader nodes and volumetrics to get the final result, as you can see. The third last tutorial in our list is the Neon Particles Loop tutorial. This is a loop that I have been trying to tackle for quite some time now, but has become very easy to make with the new Distribute Points and Volume node that came out in Blender version 3.4. In this tutorial, you will learn how to use that node in conjunction with the Collection Info node to create this perfect loop. The technique is super powerful as you can have any themed objects added into different collections and use them to create different holiday themed loops or product themed loops and so on, with the only limits being your imagination and creativity. Finally, towards the end of this list, we have the satisfying laser cutting tutorials. Here, you learn the use of Simple Deform modifier to use or create simple cutting animations that look very satisfying. There are other very similar tutorials on my channel that make use of the Boolean modifier as well, and they're worth watching alongside this tutorial so that you can combine the techniques to create unique and amazing animations. We also go through scene decorations just to make the background seem more complex in a few simple steps while enriching the viewer experience. Lastly, the 10th tutorial we have is the minimal circle loop animation. The main takeaway from this video is the easiest method to actually loop random motion in 2D or 3D space to create looping backgrounds. We also make use of ambient occlusion that gives a premium feel to the animation and enhances the quality without any extra effort. Finally, we have a bonus tutorial that is worth checking out, which is the Sci-fi countdown timer animation. There are a lot of shader-based techniques used to help with the appearance and disappearance of the holographic numbers, and also a few modeling techniques and shader techniques to create the light beams and focus lights that you can apply in any of your own animations as well. Thank you so much for watching this far into the video, and I hope that this form of video helped you find at least 1 or 2 videos that you might have missed before and will find super helpful at the moment. I post videos every day, and there are so many videos that are definitely going to be helpful to you that are present on my channel that didn't make it onto this list here today. So do check them out, and until tomorrow's video comes out, keep creating and stay creative.